afternoon, everyone. I'm Jonah Cummings from the CNY Lyme and Tick-Borne Disease Alliance, and I'm here today with Cayla Wright. Thanks for chatting with me today, Cayla.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here.
Now, your mother, Tricia, was diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease in 2017. How long before her diagnosis had she been dealing with the effects of Lyme?
Yeah, so my mom was misdiagnosed for about a year. And her primary doctor told her it wasn't Lyme, even though she was bitten by a tick. She took the antibiotics and was not taking them into her body. So she thought she had Lyme, and she continuously was told she does not. So that's when all her symptoms sort of started to begin. She had the high blood pressure, the fevers, the racing heart and pulse. She had a really, really swollen knee, and she couldn't figure out why. High levels of anxiety, and this all led her to multiple doctors who kept prescribing her medications for things she didn't even have. So they wanted to do surgery on her knee because it was so swollen, but that wasn't even necessary. And they kept trying to aspirate it, and nothing was working. She was also given an IV PICC line for 2 months, and she was just kept being told she was dehydrated and had high blood pressure. Nothing, not that it was Lyme. No doctors brought her to believe that. And then after about a year, her she had rheumatoid arthritis, and that doctor actually was the one that tested her for Lyme disease and found out that she had Lyme disease, because that finally came to the surface after about a year. So then after that, she began to see a Lyme specialist who doesn't take insurance, of course, because the CDC doesn't recognize Lyme disease, causing her to pay thousands of dollars out of pocket to figure this disease out. So he's been able to restore her health for short periods of time, but then she just always has setbacks, and the treatments have to continue to start again. Just it's a cycle of highs and lows. And then, to name a few of the problems that she deals with each day, she has her rheumatoid arthritis causing unbearable joint pain. She has such a difficult time walking. She went from perfect vision to now such blurry vision. She doesn't even like driving her car anymore because she feels like she can't see. And just constant weakness through her body, making it difficult to do the normal activities. So this year of undiagnosis has led her to a series of so many problems that probably could have been solved if she was diagnosed correctly.
As a family member, how has that felt to see someone go through all these strange symptoms and all that uncertainty?
It's been really tough. When it first started, I didn't really know much about Lyme disease, so I kind of was like, oh, she'll be fine, things will get better. And then things just continued to get worse. And for me, I'm very into nutrition and learning about the body, so I'm trying to find all these things that I can do for my mom and what could make her better. And really, anything I try is just not really helpful, because the disease is so complicated and complex. So my goal has just been spreading awareness about the disease that so many people, I've realized, just are so uneducated about. And it's just heartbreaking to sit with my mom. I've sat with her when she's had to refill her weekly prescription of what she needs to take of her meds every day, and times of days, and she takes over 50 medications a day. She goes through the highs and lows of maybe the medications are working, but they're not solving her underlying problem, which is the Lyme disease. So it's really difficult, and that's why I'm just trying to do what I can to help her and be there for her, but there's really only so much I can do.
Right. And now she has been accepted as a candidate into the Lyme and Chronic Infectious Disease program at Santa Viva Medical Institute. Can you tell me a little bit about this program, where it is, what they do?
Yeah, so it's in Mexico. It's an hour from San Diego to Mexico. And what they do here is they're a functional medicine group. that a friend actually brought to my attention, because she had a family friend who went there with chronic Lyme and is pretty symptom free. Lyme is going away for her. So what Sanoviv does, it's a holistic functional medical institute, meaning that they look at every aspect of the person's health, their physical, mental, emotional. They use the functional medicine and address and treat the underlying causes of the disease, not just like covering it up with a Band-Aid per se. And there's just no such place that exists in the United States for her to get a treatment like this. Like it's pretty much only in Mexico. And it's not covered by insurance, of course, because still it's unrecognized by the CDC, which I still can't understand why it is after watching all the suffering my mom goes through each day and learning more about other people who are suffering from the disease. So this place in Mexico, Sanoviv, is sort of like a last resort of, this may be my mom's hope to change her life around, because she is just not living her fullest life any day.
And without insurance paying for that, have you assembled any ways to help fund this?
Yeah, so I actually recently set up a GoFundMe page. Um, when I first started it about a month back, I was getting some very generous donations that I'm very, very grateful for, but we are still very far away from our goal, in order to even be able to send her there, because it is extremely expensive. And yeah, so I set up a GoFundMe page that I've been sharing through my Facebook, and I've been sharing on my Instagram, and I even put the link right in my bio so those that don't follow me can get right to it. And yeah, anything that anybody has donated has really helped a lot, but I'm still looking for that extra help.
Well, that's awesome. And I bet you and your family are super excited for this new opportunity for your mom to regain some of her health and
Yeah,
quality of life. But
yeah,
thank you again
definitely.
for telling your story.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jonah.